Hey everybody, PsYStarcraft here, casting a 2 versus 2 random adventures with my brother Zai. He is in the right as the blue Zerg, and I am in the right as the blue Terran. Of course I get Terran because that's all I ever get when randoming, because random, if you rearrange the letters of random, you can't spell Terran, but you still get Terran so many times. In the top, our opponents are going to be Vang as the red Zerg, and Bobo. Bobo. That's the red Protoss. I'm trying to switch the color. Okay, there we go. I just had to unpause it for the color switching to work. So we're going to be purple and teal. Our opponent's going to be red and blue. That's pretty easy to remember because on ladder, red and blue are always against each other. And so... Wait, that doesn't make sense at all. Wouldn't that make it harder to remember? Well, they're the first two colors of the game, so you should just assume that red and blue are going to be on the same team. So Zai and I are trying to take these 2v2 games seriously. Obviously, we're still going to play random and we're going to have fun. But we're actually going to like scout and, you know, try to defend against fast rushes. We're not just going to tech up into goofy stuff. I mean, we're not going to take it too seriously, but yeah, we want to win and we also want to have fun. So Zai is going to be scouting the Zerg. That's the most important race you want to scout in a 2 versus 2. I'm not sure if they chose or if they went random. I kind of forget. But basically, you're looking for any kind of early pool. If they do get a gas, hopefully your scout will remain there after they mine 100 gas to see if they want to go banelings by mining more gas, or if they're just going to go for an expansion, just go for like tons of speedlings or something like that. So anyway, Zai and I are joint walling because we are badasses like this. I am a terrible waller. Like, I am probably the worst waller in this game with Terran. It just does not work. Like, I cannot take account for where I'm going to need to place my add-on. So like, I'm going to have an add-on here, and then there's going to be like this big gap. So I have to like shove a supply depot up there, but I don't think it'll fit with the add-on there, and it's just a big mess. So this guy's actually going to take my gas, and that's kind of unusual because I don't really want that gas right now, so it's kind of silly. Anyway, our strategy for this game was going to be to attack this expansion right here. The Zerg's actually 15 hatching in a team game. Now, normally that's not that unusual, but okay, look where the ramp is, and look where this base is, alright? Nice and close, pretty defendable. It's still down the ramp from their choke, though. And then there's this base. What the hell are you thinking? We can just go through here. We can just kind of walk up, like, whoop, just kind of avoid their base altogether, as opposed to like going here, and we can bust down these rocks and go from the other side if we want to. It's kind of a weird location. I don't know if he was trying to hide it or what, but now that he's thrown it down, he's kind of committed to it. So anyway, we do have an Overlord in the base flying around. I've got a tech lab coming. I'm going to be waiting for Stim to move in, and this Overlord is going to be going down. It's kind of weird that he's sensing an Overlord so soon. Like, what is he going to spot? He does spot my second rack, so that was kind of a mistake. I probably should have waited for the Overlord to die or just like place it up here or something. There's no reason not to like build in your opponent's or allies' bases. It doesn't really hurt anything. And this probe has done 320 damage. Holy shit. That's kind of actually good, because if you want to like go for a really quick surprise skirmish attack on this hatchery, it's going to have taken a lot of damage by the time you actually get there. So go probe, you are a badass. 2 more barracks being add-on for me. Still only on that 1 gas, but this simulator can't see much. As long as I don't build like a fucking fusion core right here, I should be just fine. Meanwhile, Zai with a nice little long building layout. He's trying to pretend he has a long dong, but it's not really working. So we do have a 4 gate and a 4 racks coming up. These lings are going to be scouting out for pylons, so very smart. These guys aren't too shabby. I don't know about this expansion placement, but very smart scouting out for the pylon. I mean, he saw that the probe saw it, so he's got to assume, okay, they're going to be aggressive. If they're not aggressive, then we're going to have a macro advantage because I'm a Zerg and I have an expansion. That's just how it works. Protoss with a couple sentries. Now again, these sentries aren't going to be that useful in force fielding expansions. It's not like 1v1 where your second base and Zai throwing down 2 more pylons. It's not like 1v1 where your second base is kind of guarded by a small choke like this. This is huge. And this is huge. That's what she said. So yeah, it's not really going to work. Nice pylon placement right here. He's going to be able to warp down pretty easily, and of course this queen can't see it because it is on the high ground. Finally, the assimilator going down. Now, one thing the Zerg should be trying to do is taking this tower, and this tower. It's pretty difficult for Terran and Toss to hold those when there's a Zerg player on the field. Bobo sending out Bobo sending out a stalker. Now Zai's actually warping in now. He could have warped in on the low ground, but he didn't really want to. And I didn't know he was doing this. He was pretty drunk right now, let me tell you. And we knew we were going to attack this base, but he did not say when, and he definitely didn't say he was doing it right now, because I had a decent number of Marines I could have sent out, and they all have combat shields as well. I am just churning out those Marines, man. 6 on the way. Zai just waiting for another warp and doing a lot of damage though, even alone. 3 more Stalkers and a Sentry coming in. Not sure about that Sentry. It's not going to be doing a whole lot with just a little bit of energy. Maybe that's just how his money worked out. And because that pylon went down, he's now supply capped and he's not building a single pylon. He did not take account for that, but the hatchery's going to go down. So Zai accomplishing alone what we wanted to do this entire game, and that was to destroy the hatchery. But now his forces are going to get split, losing a couple, shoved by those force fields, and I'm going to be trying for a counterattack because, you know, I can't really get to Zai's army in time. I'm going to take out these links easy enough, and I do have stim and combat shields. Combat shields is on the way. I've got 11 lings, and here go these Marines. I'm going to try to do some economic damage. The problem with this is if you kill a hatchery and lose all your units, and you kill a bunch of drones and lose all your units, you haven't actually hurt your opponent's economy until a few more minutes into the game. So what they could probably do if I lose a bunch of Marines without killing many of their forces is just counterattack. And they'll just have such a huge army because we spent all our army killing Eco instead of their army that it might not be too easy to defend. But I am getting quite a few drones, so if we are able to defend any expected counterattack, I should say, a lot of Marines still being rallied, then we should be okay. And that's a lot of Banelings. I realize my units are going to die anyway, so I just kind of run them into the Banelings. That was on purpose, I promise. And if we check out the units, Zai has 2 Zealots, or 5 Zealots and 2 Sentries. I've got 20 Marines, but they've got a pretty big Protoss army, 6-5-2, against 11 Banelings and 8 Lings. I'm going to be sending in my Marines. Oh, and we got a double prong thing here, trying to split my Marines, but I have no illusion. I didn't do an awful job, but that was by no means the best I could have done. And in comes the Protoss to clean up all these Marines. Need to get these guys out of here. These Zealots, man, are so good at soaking up damage. And all Zai has is 2 Sentries, so this isn't really looking too good for us. Shut up, cat! You're adorable. But the TOS player is going to be pulling back. And like I said, it takes a little while for the economy hit to kick in, and it looks like the Zerg, instead of massing links and trying to counterattack after we lost our army, is going to be re-droning. Now, if we look at workers lost, I don't even know if I remember that key. What is the? Oh, it doesn't even have it for team games. Units lost, workers lost, production. Oh my gosh, it doesn't even have like the lost count for team games. That Baneling's going to be going down. We're going to be aggressive once more, trying to take advantage of the Zerg's poor economy, but this TOS has a nice army, 2 Immortals, pretty good force field splitting our armies, and I'm trying to get in there and kill those Sentries, but it doesn't happen in time. I end up getting a lot of my Marines chopped up, and here comes some reinforcing Lings, but these Immortals, man, these are going to be huge, 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 huge. Still trying to focus them down, but these Immortals just tearing through all these Stalkers, running into the forces of the TOS, losing all my Marines. Again, I am a random player in this game, so randoming turn, maybe not the best. I know how to micro Marines. I'm not good at judging like what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing. Like running into Zealots to try to pick off an Immortal, probably not a good thing. I mean, with Roaches you do that all the time, but with Marines it seems like it's not as good because they die so easily. But anyway, not the greatest attack right there. We still have the Zerg at pretty low harvesters. He's been making a lot of links, you know, fearing another attack coming from us, but they're not in bad shape, you know, they're not in bad shape. The Zerg's throwing down another expansion. I'm getting close to being mined out. Oh, and he actually got a Zealot in my base. How many units did he even kill there? Jeez. So now we are at a standstill. Bobo's got a pylon just kind of chilling there, so that's where the Zealot got in. I'm continuing to make Marines because Marines good, yo. And the Zerg just trying to throw out a few Banelings because we've got so many Zealots and Sentries and Marines that, you know, if he does connect with those Banelings, it's going to be pretty huge, and it's a very low investment considering he's basically just droning up right now. Looks like he is making some more lings. Oh, and we got a Colossus on the way. I hear Colossi really good against Marines. Banelings being nicely force fielded by Zai, but communication a bit lacking at this point. Banelings crashing into the Zealots. Not the best Baneling attacks, but this Colossus, man, is just mopping up my Marines. 8 kills. Trying to A-move into it. Oh, I'm going to get some pretty good damage. Is the Colossus going to go down? No, it's not going to go down. The Zealot's trying to chase it down in the Sentry as well, and he's going to back up the Immortal and the 2 Stalkers way too much, just destroying everything. 11 kills on that Stalker, 12 kills on that Immortal, and neither of us have an expansion still. We've still got the Zerg beat in Harvester count, so that's good. He needs to be macroing up a lot better. Look at that supply, 34 out of 76. Does he really think he's going to get up to 76? Man. And Bobo just sitting here, seeing the expansion. Now, this is an expansion they should have taken. Looks like Red is now taking the expansion they should have taken as well. I'm putting up a team adventure after this, Mr. Pikachu. That's an offensive name. That's an offensive name. I like how I'm casting 2v2s and it's like not lagging at all, but when I cast a 1v1, it's just like fucking terrible. Doesn't make any sense. 2 Colossi out now. I am responding to these Colossi by getting a starport with some Vikings, but I don't know how effective those will be or if I'll use them properly. Zai with some own Colossi. Only one on the way. And all of this is on one base. Keep in mind, pretty much everything the Zerg has done is on one base. Oh! Hero Marine taking out a drone. That's so good. So good. So I'm still running on one base. Doesn't look like there's any plans of me getting another base. And here comes the toss. Does he have thermal lances? Yes, he does. 9 range on that Colossus. I've only got 2 Vikings right now. Trying to turn out some more Vikings. Looks like I have 4 now. How many Colossi does I have? I don't see any of them. And we're going to be moving in. This does not look good at all. 4 Vikings now. That weak Colossus is going to go down. Let's get the full screen going on here. Vikings shooting away. Lots of Marines. Stalkers, here comes the Colossus. Zai warping down on the low ground, and I don't know how we did so well in that fight, but we actually were able to rout our opponent, so that was kind of shocking. Zai doesn't even have thermal lances. We're going to be taking down this pylon now. But remember, the Toss and the Zerg both have expansions. I'm trying to get mine up, and Zai's is just now coming up. He really needs to try to do some kind of drone transfer here to keep this base. Excuse me. Going as long as we can. We're going to be going for the Zerg's 3rd base, but they've got a lot of units, man. The Zerg's just now starting to kick in with his economy. Actually, he doesn't even have that high of economy, 21. And we're going to be trying to take down this hatchery. Look at all these units, though. Like, how did they get so many units? And if they had this many units, why didn't they kill us before that? Viking really needs to get out of there. Stalker's focused elsewhere, though, so that Viking is going to be living. Gotta kill that hatchery. Kill the hatchery, Zai. What are you doing? Oh, is this Hero Marauder going to do it? Oh, get out of there. No, the Colossus goes down. Is a Hero Marauder going to do it? These Zealots really need to focus the hatchery. Kill the hatchery. No, not the roaches, you fool. Oh, yes. 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 Oh, run. Run, you fool. Oh, no. These roaches do have their speed up. Not able to finish it off. And this Observer, man, is being so pro this game. But the Zerg back down to 19, so they really can't get that expansion that they want for the Zerg. My factory's just kind of flying around, scouting out any additional expansions they might be taking. My base is about to go up, and we're seeing a huge SCV transfer because I only have 3 mineral patches left, and that's how Terran works on one base. You got a lot of mules dropping, me losing a lot of mineral patches, some evolution chambers coming up. Oh, and what's this? Taking the tower. See if there's an opening. Looks like there might be an opening. These roaches hugging this poor little hatchery. Try to nurse it back to health. No, you're bleeding. Let me swallow your blood for you. Oh, it's only going to take a couple shots and the Zerg player's not watching. Down goes the hatchery. But these guys are fucked. I probably could have just used one, actually. And then I was trying to like run and hopefully he won't recognize that my Marauders ran this way. But he did. I got a couple shots at that Zergling, so that's pretty good, I guess. So now if we check out the units, we got a lot of Lings, some Roaches, against a pretty well-rounded Protoss army, not the biggest, against 5 Vikings and a few infantry, and 10 Zealots and 1 Colossus, so they've got a pretty big army still. We're still working on getting our expansions up and running. Orbital Command coming here. Lots of mules being dropped down, so that's going to help my production a ton. As you can see here, I've got 5 racks. 3 with reactors, 2 with tech labs, where Zai is just still running off those 4 gateways and that 1 robotics facility. They are trying to control the middle. Looks like after these banelings come, they might be pushing out again. Vikings trying to get some pot shots. Oh, almost killing that Colossus. 1 Viking getting a bit weak, and might be trying to defend another attack here. Just kind of scouting out a little bit. Seeing if I can get a couple more shots in, and this battle just does not look good for us. Zealots, Colossi, and infantry and Vikings against just a whole fuck ton of stuff. Are these banelings going to be getting into my marine line? Oh, looks like they will be. Where are they going? Oh, they're going after the Colossi. They're not going after the Vikings, or not the Vikings, after the infantry. And 1 Colossus going down for Zai. I now have 1 Viking remaining, but continuing to rally my Marauders and my Marines. Stemming up 2 more Vikings. Can they finish off this Colossus in the back? They do have Guardian Shield, so it's going to be tricky, but nice micro by Zai with those Colossi. Oh my god, he's just destroying everything with these things, and he might be able to push back our opponents with this and the additional help with the Vikings. 5 Marines, 2 Marauders on the way. Zai warping in 4 more Zealots, while the opposing team is only making Zerglings. Bobo really needs to get another round of Warpins coming in, and they saw that Observer just kind of chilling up there too. But we were able to rout our opponents. 10 kills and 7 kills on those Colossi, while their Colossus has just 10 kills, which is actually pretty good. 4 more, 5 more, 6 more Stalkers warping in, but not the best location. Now flying these Vikings up to the high ground so they don't get picked off, and landing them. Unfortunately, they will not take the bait, and my Vikings won't be able to fire much. Ling's trying to do a run by, but I've got some infantry helping Zai out while he's using his probes to finish him off. Still no upgrades on my infantry though. The Zerg units are about to become 1-1. Zealots, no! Zealots, run, you fools! What are you doing? Oh, it looks like he's going to lose all his Zealots. No blink on these Stalkers though. Maybe they will be able to get away. And looks like we've lived to fight another day. Our opponent's still well saturated here. Zerg getting pretty well saturated there. Still only at 28 harvesters, but Zai and I are at 23 and 29. Toss sitting at 40, but again, Toss is mined out at his main, so 40 harvesters at one base isn't that efficient, so you can't really look at this and be like, oh, well, he's winning in economy. In fact, I'm winning in economy because I'm Terran and I have lots of mules at my expansion, so able to defend once again, and I just missed like a professional play here that I really want to show you guys. I am repairing his Colossus with my SCVs. How cool is that, people? How fucking cool is that? Terran Protoss synergy, much like the Protoss Zerg synergy that you can transfuse their Zealots or their Dark Templar or whatever you want to do, or even transfuse Marauders for Terran, so that's pretty cool. Too bad Thoris weren't like a giant walking organic cyborg machine that you could transfuse. That'd be so broken. So broken. So I finally feel like we have their Colossus count under control because we were able to eliminate all of them last time. So I'm starting to get some medevacs. That's going to allow me to stim before the fight happens, heal up, and then move in with full health infantry with stim. So I feel like the medevacs might have been a bit overdue. Oh, Pro Factory scouting this shit out. Can you guys believe that? That is pro sauce. Okay, good, my mic's on. And Zai's just going to kind of waltz into their expansion, take out their hatchery, and the Zerg wants to do some damage to my base. Oh, the Protoss warping in as well, trying to run these SCVs. Oh, this is going to be ugly. Oh, losing every single SCV after these Lings clean it up. But the Zerg spent a lot of his army down there. Their armies are now split. Oh my god, there's no blink. Oh, he does have blink. That was some sick force fielding. We could have killed like 6 more Stalkers had he no blink. This base getting assaulted once again by the Zerg, who now has 1-1 upgrades, much better than my 0-0 upgrades. Zai, though, sitting at 1-0. Just not a lot of money to afford upgrades. And the concussive shells and Vikings combined, taking out both the Immortals and the Colossus. We're going to be moving up into the Tossa space. Zerg trying with the counterattack, but again, their armies are split. Zerg never able to recover his economy. We're going to be moving up, and these medevacs now proving so darn useful. Look how long these infantry in the front are surviving. Colossi in the back blasting away at everything. 19, 15, and 18 kills. Holy shit, that's a lot. Pylon going down, unpowering 3 of those cannons, or 3 of those gateways. And it looks like that's going to be it. Bobo's going to be leaving. Zealots being warped in, just kind of blocking the front and raise of that depot. Be well advised. But it looks like that's going to be it. Holy shit, I don't know how we'd survive that. The first time we killed their expansion and tons of drones, we had no units left and they had a full army, but they just didn't capitalize, or we just had good macro or something. Oh my gosh, I have so much gas. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a pretty fun, chaotic 2v2. Lots of back and forth. And lots of Marauder sniping hatcheries. So that's going to be it. I love you all a long time. Sucky, sucky.